Now, we had a guy leave us this week, and I wanted to talk a little bit about why prophecy seems to bring out who people really are.
Prophecy only brings this out of people when they've been strung along for 7 years with false prophecies that fail time and time again. Prophecy only brings out these things in people when the same abusive leader simply picks up the broken prophecy, brushes it off, throws a new name on it, presents it as new revelation, and repeats the whole process for 7 years. Prophecy only does this to people when they realize they've been suckered.
It just does. I've watched it through the years. If prophecy doesn't lay out plainly to people whose religion, and I've seen this for decades and decades, that whose religion seems to primarily be prophecy, when it doesn't lay out who they are is laid bare and they give up everything.
If there is anyone for whom prophecy is religion, it is unquestionably you.
So here's what a man wrote who was at the feast this year. Blank said that he and his family could no longer fake that they are in agreement with the church's doctrines. Any of them, they're going back to the world.
Why would anybody fake believing this? It doesn't take a lot to understand. When you've given everything you have to this church, you want so badly for it to be true, and you want so badly to find evidence of that truth. And when all you're confronted with is the exact opposite, it eats away at your certainty until it's all gone. And what's left? The fact that you've given everything and you have literally nothing to show for it? So what's left to do? You fake it for a little bit. You fake it hoping that you can make it real again. You fake it until you no longer can.
And I thought, well, an unbelieving hypocrite who was lying to us and faking it, those were his words, told the truth.
First of all, I'd like to point out that this is all second or third hand. You are apparently quoting an email from someone who had this conversation. It doesn't appear that this person said this to you at all. Second of all, his words were not that he was faking it and lying, simply that he was faking it. If he was lying to anyone, he was, first and foremost, lying to himself.
I don't believe any of this. I'm an unbelieving hypocrite. It had nothing to do with prophecy.
You sanctimonious fool. It has everything to do with prophecy. You have no idea the damage your continued false prophecies have done to people. You are completely blinded by your own ego.
I want the devil's world. And I thought, how remarkable. I saw him at the feast. Remarkable. He's a particularly evil man. It was just an unbelieving hypocrite faking it. So how'd you know? How would I know? How would anybody know?
Indeed. I doubt this man even knew himself.
Now, I don't know if the next couple days we'll see more people leave. I hope not.
Oh, I sure hope so. And I know several thousand other people do as well.
No evidence he's going to go out and beat his fellow servants. We've had some of that.
Mark, I think he's looking at you.
But prophecy seems to bring out who people really are. It's kind of like, Mr. Peck, you can't get this right.
I think that's the only thing we agree on. And kudos to you. You finally spoke the truth.
So I'm going to dump God, His law, His Sabbath, the holy days, and I'm going back to the world. And I'm going to go commit suicide. You just take that. It'll be your fault. And what I would say to him, are you sure it's my fault because it's you that's going to be burned alive? You sure it's my fault now?
Yes, you priggish asshole. It is your fault.